In the last half hour, the US Senate has found President Trump not guilty of abuse of power and the obstruction of Congress in his historic impeachment trial. Donald Trump had been charged with high crimes and misdemeanours by the members of the House of Representatives. But as expected, the Republican majority in the Senate cleared him, which means he will fight for re-election in November. Our North America editor Jon Sopel reports.
Senators, how say you? Is the respondent, Donald John Trump, guilty or not guilty?
A process that started last September came to an end today, with senators voting one by one on the two articles of impeachment.
Mr. Alexander, not guilty. Ms. Baldwin. Guilty. Ms. Baldwin, guilty.
And then the verdict.
It is, therefore, ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby, acquitted of the charges in said articles.
But the wall of Republican unity was broken by Mitt Romney. The former presidential candidate, with a bombshell speech, said he would vote to convict the president of abuse of office.
The grave question the Constitution tasks senators to answer is whether the president committed an act so extreme and egregious that it rises to the level of a high crime and misdemeanor. Yes, he did.
With the impeachment process now behind him, Donald Trump is seeing his approval ratings inching up. The Republican Party is standing right behind him, and the Democrats have had a shocking few days after the shambles of the Iowa caucus. It's all turning out to be a very good week for Donald Trump.
And last night he delivered a highly partisan State of the Union address that could have been from a Republican rally. But the shadow of impeachment couldn't be missed, as Donald Trump pointedly snubbed the Democratic Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, who'd led the moves to impeach the president. Her outstretched arm ignored. And the Speaker's disdain was etched on her face as the president made his remarks. And then, in an extraordinary act of defiance, or petulance, opinions divided, Nancy Pelosi ripped up her copy of his speech. In his speech, the president focused on the strength of the economy, something he hopes will be his trump card in this election year.
Jobs are booming, incomes are soaring, poverty is plummeting, crime is falling, confidence is surging, and our country is thriving and highly respected again.
But look at the faces of those listening. Loving from one side, loathing from the other. A microcosm of America. A foretaste of how bitterly contested this election will be. Jon Sopel, BBC News, Washington.